Welcome back to Fly the Coop RV. He's James. I'm Amanda. Most days.
So what you're about to see is the third part of our Shakedown trip in our new to us Class A. We were switching from a fifth wheel to a Class A, and this is the last little bit. When we went to Fort Collins, Colorado for a few days. What we're going to do after that, we're going to give you some of our opinions about the differences between the two.
So stay tuned.
Small, but kind of there's the outline. Try to get it down. You want to do it? Sorry.
I wanted to.
Well.
There you go. Adult sticker book.
Ooh. What is it?
Adirondack? Eskimo?
Close.
He's always the anal crusader. Those are right. I got
This is Amanda trying to do clever TikToks while we walk around. This is Amanda in Fort Collins. Check her pupils.
You were such a tech.
I need to document this.
What else was I just doing? We were playing pinball.
No. What else were you just doing?
Eating the refried beans because they're actually really good here. I normally don't eat these. Anyway, and I'm a terrible Mexican because I don't, but they're good. I just can't believe we're here. This is going to be interesting to use when we're driving tomorrow. Alright, I'm just going to chug it.
I'm so proud. I can't believe you did that. I was fully expecting you to end up wearing it.
It's really slow moving right now.
And Pinball Jones.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the Jeep and grab some stuff.
Are you sure you're gonna be able to? Just find it in Denver, honey.
F***ing In-N-Out burger, man.
And we didn't have to wait another month, so we're in Texas.
Yeah. This is our...
Although, I do have to like zoom in on this and show. When we get to the Texas In-N-Outs, there's palm trees.
There's palm trees, yeah.
I mean, you know, Colorado, it's still awesome, but...
I mean, I bet they have a mountain view, except for it's dark now, so we can't see There's a party at the KOA, a freaking Halloween party. There is a train and disco and hey, there's a disco party going. Look at all those lights up there in that.
Oh yeah.
And they have a haunted house and like sites are decorated. It's crazy.
Super cool. Recommend coming to the Fort Collins KOA at Halloween.
Hell yeah. Well, since we have officially been in the Class A life, and everybody always says that it's so much better, we will tell you whether it's so much better or not. And some of it is, some of it isn't. For instance, it is better. The traveling part of it is better.
Well, if you're the one riding, I suppose the traveling part's better.
Okay, if you're a passenger princess, it's great.
Yeah, if you're the guy driving all the time, I mean, someone can bring you sandwiches, which she's done at least once in the 5,000 miles we've driven so far.
It is nice to be able to get up while he's driving, go to the bathroom, make sandwiches, check on the dogs, give the dogs a little bit more room to move around, especially when you are doing long drives. I also like that we feel more comfortable pulling into spots. We do a lot more boondocking, we do a lot more harvest hosting. It seems more convenient to have the rig that you just pull into, and we have onboard generator. We have far more battery power with this rig than we did with our fifth wheel, so that makes things far more convenient. Setup, much easier than the fifth wheel.
Yes, all the setting up that she doesn't do, so much easier.
I don't have to wait as long for him to get the setup done.
It's nice that we can pull in, look out the window, hey, are we in a good spot? You press the button, leveling jacks go down. Technically, I can get up and bring the slides out, and we're good. We have full hookups, then I can get out and hook up the water and the sewer and the electric or whatever, but we can do that whenever. If it's raining or cold or terrible, that can be put off. It's not like the fifth wheel where it was get out of the truck, do all the things to unhook it, get the slides out, so then she can get the dogs out of the truck and get them inside, and if the weather's bad. So that's definitely a plus.
Yeah. It's easier to find camping spots and parking spots, and even at campgrounds we're not as picky as we used to be. Even though we got more comfortable with the fifth wheel, backing it up and pulling it, it still never was our favorite thing. Now I don't really worry about it. Just book whatever's available, whatever's cheap. Like
backing in a 36-foot Class A as opposed to backing up a fifth wheel, a 39-foot fifth wheel. Night and day difference.
Yeah, I like the layout of this one better. I like the couch. I like having the king size purple mattress that we have.
Yeah,
I like having 2 bathrooms.
Yeah.
That is a relationship saver.
Such a dork. 2 bathrooms is really nice. The bath and a half. That's amazing. And did I just break the chair? And I do love that we have the king size bed, like a real, actual normal king size bed, not an RV king. There's sort of more storage. There's definitely more garages surrounding it. Unfortunately, because this is a gas rig, they're not pass-throughs. Well, some of them are pass-throughs, but the pass-through part is about this thick, and you know, this one came with blackout blinds. The other one just had the cheesy, like they were like the pleated cloth.
I don't know what they call those
things, and they didn't block out any light. The windshield one's powered, which is awesome. I don't love that 2 of them don't really retract and 1 refuses to stay down now, so they haven't lasted very long. Again, we've only had this rig since September, and when we're filming this, it's February. So
they're not built to last very long.
Yeah, we have other RV friends that had basically the same rig and the same blinds, and those all broke.
Right.
And so we're not crapping on MCD.
We just need some
but
better plans.
if you want to
Feel free to send them our way.
give us new ones, I'll talk about how amazing you are. But
Yeah. I will say on a manufacturer level, moving from our fifth wheel that was Keystone to Fleetwood,
oh, it's much
better quality.
Yeah.
A lot better quality. The way that they designed it, the way that they built it, they had a lot of forethought in how is people going to use this and how do we set this up. And you know, even like the cupboards and the cabinets, they have drawers, they have shelves.
Yeah. But again,
extra,
we're talking
we're talking a little bit more money.
If we're talking brand new, this would be 4 times what the fifth wheel was.
Yeah.
So it's to be expected, I would think.
Yeah.
Do you have any negatives?
I have lots of negatives.
Lots.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of the bigger negatives with this rig that we're coming to understand is in RV life in general, parts are hard to come by, service is hard to come by, support is very hard to come by. A lot of it you have to learn either to do it on your own or you have to be very flexible, not only in your pocketbook, but also in your schedule.
Yeah, it's definitely more expensive to do anything on a Class A.
So much more expensive.
I'm assuming any motorized one. Anyone who knows us or follows us know we bought an old Winnebago this past summer and messed around with it for a while to try Class A life. Mm-hmm. And we couldn't get anyone to work on it because the chassis was made by Chevy and the rig was made by Winnebago. So RV dealerships didn't want to touch it and Chevy dealerships didn't want to touch it. We'll see what happens when we actually have to get in for like annual service.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think about it.
The other big negative is the size. You've said before, like, at least in the fifth wheel, you walk in there, you didn't feel as cramped because you had like the tall ceilings.
Yeah.
And we walk in and I'm short and I can still touch the ceiling a bit more.
I thought you said you liked the layout.
I do like the layout. I like our layout. You know, you definitely feel a little cozier than what we did in the fifth wheel. And
well, there's really, sure, there's a sliding door to close off the bedroom from the rest of the rig. Mm-hmm. And the bedroom's, of course, at the back. Mm-hmm. But you don't really feel like you're in different spaces. I mean, if Amanda's on a call in the living room or the front part, and I'm in the bedroom, there's no escaping hearing every word she says. The fifth wheel felt like there was a bedroom, and there was a living room, and there was a kitchen. Mm-hmm. And this is kind of either you're sitting up by the steering wheel or you're in the rest of the rig.
Yeah.
And we made the mistake of going to the Tampa RV show, and I walked through the, I don't even want to say it out loud. Although maybe if I say it 3 times, it'll show up. Brinkley, Brinkley, Brinkley.
No!
They're so cool. It's so cool. But anyway.
I'm still not convinced that will bring us back to fifth wheel life, but he wants it. He's yeah.
I do kind of have the desire to try different rigs, you know. The thought of, again, I still believe, and I know people argue with me for the rest of the time, that a lot of Airstream is you're buying the name, you're buying the reputation and the cool factor, and people love Airstreams. But the thought of something like that with no slides, but still well built and spacious-ish, sounds like something fun to do. I mean, we've talked about trying kind of a van life thing.
Yeah.
We could never do it for an extended period of time. Not with a 100-pound dog,
No.
whatever she'll be. What else? And then is there anything else?
For negatives?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we are cleaning and trying to stay on top of things more in the Class A than what we did in the fifth wheel. And I don't know if that goes back to the space, like not having as much space. You definitely notice.
I mean, part of it's having a baby Akita.
Oh, yeah.
Akitas don't shed. Well, and also, if you have a truck and you're pulling your rig, the truck can get dirty. It doesn't mean that your rig's dirty, or vice versa. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it seems like it does get dirty. It's a lot more constant cleaning.
Yes. Yes, yeah. In the fifth wheel, like, I liked when it would be windy and it kind of rock you to sleep a little bit more, but when you'd get strong winds, it made us so much more nervous in the fifth wheel.
No.
We don't feel that as much. That is, and even just walking around, like if somebody was moving around in the fifth wheel, the whole rig would kind of shake and you'd feel it. You feel it a little bit in the Class A, but you're definitely more stable and it doesn't shake as much.
See, and then my argument is that's not entirely true. Well, the fifth wheel, we had the Moride stairs. We had the big staircase that came down.
I missed those stairs.
So if Amanda's coming in or going out, you couldn't really feel it. She takes the dogs out in the morning and it's like, hold on. The whole, rig is about to fall over. All right, it's not that bad, but you can definitely feel when people come and go a lot more than you could. No, mind you, I'm sure that's a symptom of the steps actually touching the ground in the fifth wheel. All right, my turn?
Yeah.
All right, negatives, boy. My biggest thing is just kind of like what I said before, is it doesn't feel as much like you have as much space inside. You don't have those dedicated areas. And with the fact that it's kind of dining, kitchen, living room are all slammed into one little area, each area seems a little smaller.
I felt like the fifth wheel felt like an apartment.
Yeah.
Because you had the separate areas, you had the steps, you know.
This is definitely a RV.
Yeah. This feels more like a studio apartment.
Yeah. I think my other big issue is the fact that we got a gas-powered RV. Now, there's a whole lot of reasons for that, and all of those reasons are money.
1,000%.
You know, and the fact that we were looking and hoping to get a Class A, and we never thought we would find the deal that we got on this one, and that's the only reason we ended up with a Class A. It's a lot of work to drive when we're towing. Unless we're in a really flat area like parts of Florida that we've driven through, I can't really use the cruise control because the slightest incline, the transmission's downshifting and it's revving way up to try to get up those little hills, so I feel like I have to kind of monitor the throttle the whole time. So I don't know, you know, that and the maintenance thing is starting to make me nervous, considering we ended up with a flat tire on the rig and literally could not get anyone to come fix it.
There's just generally more to take into consideration with.
Well, it's not a box with four wheels on it or whatever. It's a truck. It's a big rig.
Big rig, yeah. That is another big hurdle we did not plan on. Because we got a gas and we had a diesel pickup before, at least with the diesel.
Not good things.
At least with the diesel truck and the fifth wheel, we could use semi lanes and truck lanes at truck stops.
Yeah.
We cannot do that with this rig.
And the other problem with this rig is, so not only is it gas, so we have to go through the gas pumps, it's on the driver's side, great, but it's literally at the back. You have to be 36 feet in front of the pump.
Which means you're usually taking up a driving around area.
We've already had tons of
I've almost gotten into fights in gas station parking lots.
This is pretty nimble, but pulling the Jeep adds some not fun to that, or adds another angle of difficulty. But so we'll have to go to the outside lane, so I know I can turn back out, and seems like there's always someone sitting in those outside lanes. I mean, literally sitting.
They've done fueling, they're just sitting in the spot on their phone or whatever.
This isn't something that's happened once or twice. It's
very
happened
frequent.
So many times.
We've had people literally cut us off because we were sitting waiting for a pump and they just slid right in front of us. We've had people
when there was like 8 other pumps open.
Yes, because that was the one that they wanted.
Yeah, so
it's been a challenge, and it's one that
we will give a great big shout out to Flying J again.
Yes.
They're not giving us any money, but we'll take it.
Well,
but a lot of the Flying J's have dedicated RV lanes. They're in the gas area, but it's 2 lanes. Not only do a lot of them have that, but even in that area, they have a dumping station for like $10 if you needed to dump fresh water there, if you needed to hook up, and propane.
Yeah.
So Flying J is amazing, and we try to plan if we can. We'll look at the route and we'll look ahead of time. are there flying J's? Can we get from here to there?
Mm-hmm.
Just because then we know we're getting in, we're getting out. We don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
And that makes
all the
stress.
difference in the world.
Yeah.
Like, flying J, good job.
Yeah. I don't know. I think ultimately, without talking for another 4 hours, I like it a lot more than I did at first, and I'm happy that we've been able to do so much boondocking. We've stayed at why am I blanking on it? Cracker Barrels a couple times now that we never thought we could do with the fifth wheel, and I don't think you really could, because most of those RV lanes are too small, too short. You know, so there's been times where we've taken longer trips where we thought, oh, let's just go halfway, or let's go and stop for the night someplace. And we've done more harvest hosting because we're less worried about, again, getting in and out of smaller places.
We had to do more planning with the fifth wheel.
Yeah.
We had to have a route plan. We had to have spots planned.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to do that.
Fly by the seat of the coupe.
Yes.
Sorry, that was lame. I don't know. I'm really of two minds about it. I think in a perfect world, I would have kept the fifth wheel long enough for us to get a diesel pusher. I'm still happy we have this rig.
So, 1 out of 10 scale, 10 being amazing, great. How would you rate our RV experience with the fifth wheel? And how would you rate it with the Classic? Overall.
The thing is, we had almost 3 years in the fifth wheel.
Yeah.
And we've not had 6 months in this.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say. I think, in general, this would be a...
3 hours later.
I know, I think the Bounder is probably a 7.
Okay.
And I think the fifth wheel was probably a 6.
I'm
Off the top of my head.
I'm with you on the fifth wheel. I'd give it a 6.
Okay.
I think I'm closer to like an 8 with the Bounder.
I think if you made the Bounder diesel, I'd give it an 8.
I think if it was a diesel,
You'd give it a...
I would be up around 9 or 10, honestly. And if it was a diesel and we had more slides. We only have 2 slides in this one, and I think if you had more slides, then you get more of that space in, like, I'm thinking like most timers rig, man. Like,
Oh, she's thinking about a Dutch Star.
the Dutch Star with the 4 slides, and there's like a dance floor in the middle of this thing.
44-foot
I mean,
Dutch
it's,
Star. So,
you know, like a $500,000 rig,
yeah,
maybe more.
no difference there.
I think all in all, though, for our first Class A, I love this one. We have had a great time in it. We have done some amazing things.
Yeah, in a short period of time.
In a very short period of time.
Yeah.
And we'll have more videos on all of those coming out soon, or you can check some of them out on our other social media pages.
Yeah, lots of
TikToks and Instagram and Facebook. That'll give you a little bit more caught up. Overall, it still comes down to when you are trying to choose your RV, you really have to understand how do you want to travel, and then kind of pick your rig based on what traveling looks like to you.
Even though it's really not cheap, like renting.
Yeah.
You know, if you know somebody with a travel trailer, see if they'll loan it to you. If you can rent a Class C, you can rent a Class A, take out a van. Any amount of money you spend doing that is going to be cheaper than buying a rig you don't like
and
then trying to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I think whatever it would cost you to try different things, do that.
It.
Or again, get the cheapest thing you can afford to get you on the road.
To learn how you want to travel. And now, even now, we're like, well, maybe next time we go with this. So you are constantly going to be adjusting. Never think your first rig is literally going to be your lifetime rig, because it's not going to be.
It's the old, everyone says there's no such thing as a perfect one. There isn't. Really, to get started, unless you're super experienced and you 100% know what you want, or you have endless funds, which if you do, that's great, and we'll send you our PayPal or Venmo.
Yeah.
And we'll take whatever you want to give. But
absolutely, we will encourage renting ahead of time, even if it is a little pricier. it will save you money.
You know, and remember that a lot of those rental ones, at least from what we've heard, a lot of them are beat up and things don't necessarily work right. So don't be discouraged if you try it and it's like, oh, it smells like the black tank. Or, you know, or the seats are torn up or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean,
take that with a grain of salt. Just consider the overall. Like, what is it like driving it? What is it like pulling it, backing it in?
Yeah.
Even if you don't want to get to that point yet.
Are you comfortable relaxing in it? Are you comfortable sleeping in it?
Yeah.
Cooking in it? Showering in it? You
know? Always
and we know
get in the
people
shower.
We know people that have rigs and that refuse to shower in them. We know ones that refuse to use the bathroom at all, which to me is ridiculous.
Home bowl advantage.
Yeah.
That is why you buy a rig.
If you have a van and you can't, great. Go to campgrounds.
Yeah.
Go out in the woods and use a corn cup, whatever. But if you have it, use it, because there's nothing scary about hooking up a hose and pulling a lever. It's not like you're scooping it out. Anyhow, we're losing the light.
Yes.
I've been trying to get her out here for weeks to film this. We wanted to film out and have a nice sunset. And instead, it got cold. The sun sets behind clouds, and yeah.
We had great sunsets the other days.
Oh, we've had great sunsets almost every night. Texas sunsets are gorgeous. And we're in Galveston.
Yeah. Overall, when it comes to a Class A versus a fifth wheel,
it really comes down to how you want to travel.
It really does. And if you guys ever have any questions, message us.
Sorry, mosquitoes.
We're happy to help you through.
All right, well, until then, I don't know.
Stay safe out there. See you on the road.
Safe out there.
I don't know.
I don't want to see you on. If you're on the road, I'm going to run you over.
What sign up we should do? Wishing you solid tires and smooth roads.
Solid tires.
Yes, because
that
after our
bumpy.
Good tires, smooth roads. Wishing you good tires and smooth roads. Maybe, I don't know. Low breakage. And no poopsies today.
Yeah.
Anyway, we need to better sign off. But see you next time.
Here.